Good morning, Liberates, and good morning to all of the comebacks watching from the Far You page. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive, and now the voice of the Westmoreland people. Good morning, my people. Good morning. Now, as you guys can see on screen, we are about to talk about Mark Golden's mouthpiece in the sellout gala what them call Ifreeaka. See? But before we get into that, let's roll out the shoutouts. See? So, big up to my people them over YouTube as per usual. Continue to like, share, and subscribe over there. See, anybody that is on here that is not yet a subscriber on YouTube, please go over there and subscribe. It is free. It does not cost any money. Unlike here, you have to pay to subscribe here. And if you can subscribe here as well, please do. See, but on YouTube it is free to subscribe. So just go over DUJON'S World on YouTube and just give me a subscription. See, let's roll out the TikTok shoutouts. Bloom out there in #1 gifter this morning. Big up yourself, Bloom. Father Easy Morris, big up yourself in #2. And what is Tommy Mommy in #3. Big up yourself. Barrington Higgins and Keisha C jointly in #4 gifter this morning. Big up on yourself. I see a user, don't know who that is. And Bertie, big up yourself, Bertie. Mama Rose McCullough, good morning. Queen Boss 876, good morning. Anita Earl Ford, good morning. Conroy B, big up yourself. Rory, big up yourself. Screens Unlimited, big up yourself. Alas Jen, big up yourself. Father Alcott, big up yourself, you know my boss. String Bean, big up. Judith Williams, big up. And big up to my beautiful wife to be, 1 in a million. See? Good morning, baby. Trish Boo, big up yourself. Trish Boo. Robert C, big up yourself. Frank Rad, big up yourself. Mervyn Reed, big up yourself. Paulette Anderson, big up yourself. Sharon Mums, big up yourself. Hope, big up yourself, Hope. Big Spoon, Spice World, big up yourself. Yvette Johnson, big up yourself. Father Mark Nation, big up yourself, you know my boss. Charles Smith, big up yourself. Barry Boston, big up yourself. Gain, big up yourself. Or Jane, or Jean, or anyhow you pronounce that, big up yourself. Perry Black, big up yourself. It's Marianne, big up yourself. Mark Sinclair, big up yourself. Kim, big up yourself. Father Chuck Finley, good morning, sir. Big up your elder, you know. Mother's Pride, big up yourself. Neil Dance, big up yourself. Johnny Boy, big up yourself. V Hines, big up yourself. And Judith Bleep, big up yourself. Anybody that have not heard their name, you're not yet popping up in the watch list. See? Or your TikTok is on private. Amy, me just see you pop in. Good morning. See? Now, here on screen, we have Ifreeaka. Now, let me go into a summary of how I viewed Ifreeaka before now. Ifreeaka was a sister who many of us Jamaicans, me and a lot of other Jamaicans, you know, would have seen years gone by as a sister that, you know, we could have hold some semblance of respect for because of the things them that she was saying, good morning, Angel. I just see a Papine as well. Saying big up to everybody in the G6 crew. Big up on yourself. Saying, big up Auntie Samara. I just see a Papine as well. And big up for the gift them, Angel. See, now, Ifreeaka, I believe, is going through some kind of a mental breakdown. Now, Ifreeaka is, I believe, 50-year-old by this. She's a big woman. See? And Ifreeaka would have lived, you know, many years under the People's National Criminal Organization. Ifreeaka would have been one of the persons who would have seen Jamaica in its darker days. You know, and I dare to say it, that since Tony Rebel has kicked Ifreeaka to the curb, she have been going through some kind of a mental breakdown. And for some reason, Ifreeaka is choosing, you know, to take whatever she and Tony Rebel have out and our Prime Minister, becoming the mouthpiece for this big pink pig that you see covering her mouth there, right there. You know, none other than Bucky himself. Good morning, Angel. See, now, I understand that a lot of Jamaicans, not just Ifreeaka, but a lot of Jamaicans seems to blame Andrew Holness for whatever problem they have. So, it is no surprise to me that now that Tony Rebel have left Ifreeaka, Ifreeaka is now blaming Andrew Holness for Tony Rebel leaving her. See, it is not what she have done, or the part she have played, or the role that she have played. You know, big up yourself, you know, Chad Carter. See, not the role that she have played in the breaking down of her relationship. You know, she is now outright blaming Andrew Holness. Now, is Andrew Holness a perfect Prime Minister? I don't believe, you know, that he's a perfect Prime Minister, but he's far, infinity far, the best Prime Minister that Jamaica has ever seen in any of us lifetime, including Ifreeaka's lifetime, my lifetime, and people older than Ifreeaka lifetime. Andrew Holness is the best Prime Minister that Jamaica has ever seen in any of us lifetime. And if you're not willing to talk the truth, you know, we tell the people them, PNP, you dirty Ifreeaka, who I have no respect for anymore because of the stance that you have taken as a Rasta that should have been impartial. See, look at all of the development that is happening in Jamaica, Ifreeaka, and you are choosing to latch on to the negatives. And there is not a lot of negatives. See, there is not a lot of negatives, but Ifreeaka is choosing, like many comrades, to latch on to whatever negativity that they can see, because their government, their party had 19 consecutive years to develop the lives of the people, of the Jamaican people. 19 years they had consecutively. And when Ifreeaka government left office, the Jamaican people was poorer than they got office in 1989. Ifreeaka is not talking about that. Look at the multiple developments that is happening in Jamaica under this Andrew Holness led government. And Ifreeaka along with her comrade brethren, you know, all of them I see as, you know, enemies. Ifreeaka is now an enemy of the state of Jamaica. She is an enemy of the state of Jamaica. Her and all her PNP compatriots, Rotten Mango, and everybody that blogs for the People's National Criminal Organization. For 19 years, they stayed in government. Crime and violence was out of control in Jamaica. You never see that, Ifreeaka. For 19 years, our health facilities was in a decay. You never see that, Ifreeaka. For 19 years, our road infrastructure was in Mali. It was decaying, it was falling apart. You never see that, Ifreeaka. For 19 years, our police officers was struggling. They had to leave a 12-hour and a 13, 15-hour shift and go into their vehicles and go and drive taxis just to make ends meet. Police officers was doing that in Jamaica. You never see that, Ifreeaka. For the 19 years when the PNP could grow the economy, we were having brain drain in Jamaica. Our brightest was migrating and leaving Jamaica. You never see that, Ifreeaka. And it took Andrew Holness 8 out of the 9 years that we spend in power to stabilize the Jamaican economy and try to bring Jamaica back to growth. And you, Ifreeaka, can't give this government little credit. You never see all of them things, the Ifreeaka. No wonder Tony Rebel left you, because you's no good, Ifreeaka. You're trapped in the past like many other PNP dinosaurs. See? And we the people of Jamaica will be sending a strong signal to the PNP and you big dirty mouth Ifreeaka. Because I don't have no respect for you now in a girl. A girl me go style as now. See? I don't have no respect for you, girl, because you don't respect my country. See, I am a patriot true and true, and anybody will know me can tell you, say anybody talk bad about Jamaica, they have a problem with me. For too long, we sit down and we allow the PNP to run our country into the ground. And we have a brother that was born in Jamaica after independent Jamaica, the youngest prime minister Jamaica have ever seen and the brightest. And he came and he's trying to uplift the lives of the Jamaican people. And you bad mind girl Ifreeaka and your PNP compatriot them, you can't bear to see it. But you know I gonna live long. You know I gonna live long to see what Prime Minister face, because he's the best to have ever do it. He's the best there is, the best there was, and probably the best there will ever be. You dirty Ifreeaka. See? You know lift up off our Prime Minister name. What can Mark Golden do? Ifreeaka, who call herself a maroon. Maroons are sellout, by the way. But Ifreeaka, who call herself a maroon, an indigenous Jamaican, according to she. Why is Ifreeaka walking and following behind this white brother here? See? That is known to come from people that have slaved our people. Eh? Is Ifreeaka not a sellout like the rest of maroon them from our compound town? Good morning to my beautiful mother-in-law. Good morning, mommy. See, me there blaze of fire by the fake pork jet rasta ya, what them call Ifreeaka. See, she need to lift up and lift up place. See, Ifreeaka continue to speak bad about our Prime Minister. See, and that is an office that should be respected. Ifreeaka continue to speak bad about the country that she lives in. The country that have given her a career so she can live somewhat of a life. Because Ifreeaka now nothing, you know. Ifreeaka was living off the back of Tony Rebel for many years. Ifreeaka now accomplished nothing out of life. Typical PNP behavior. You know, them sit down and them don't want to elevate themselves. They don't want to move forward in life. They want pretty much the same things over and over and over. And they do not want to change anything or try to uplift and rebuild themselves. See? And today we have a Prime Minister that since 2019 have been sending Jamaican children to heart for free so they can gain a skill. See? Did you not see that, Ifreeaka, that this government is doing that? This government is building 4 brand new hospitals in Jamaica. The PNP had 19 years and did not build one. All they did was start to upgrade a 2 and lick couple tin of paint pan a few. See? Them never start to build a new one. And they saw that the population was growing. They could not have grown the Jamaican economy, Ifreeaka. Did you not see that, Ifreeaka? Were the people of Jamaica not suffering under your government, Ifreeaka? Because if you ask me, the people of Jamaica was suffering then than they are suffering now. It is a proven fact that more people in Jamaica are working now. And if more people are working now, that means more people have an income now. And if more people have an income now, that means less people are in poverty, Ifreeaka. Me know no bright kind of PNP, but me will tell you no. See? Ifreeaka, I dare you to go and challenge, you know, the PNP who destroyed this country since 1972. That is when they drove the nail in the backs of the Jamaican people in 1972, coming straight up. See? And we have been suffering since then. And this Prime Minister who born in the gutter like many of us, who is trying to uplift the lives of the Jamaican people. See? Ifreeaka, when your government was in power, and a person like you or I went to them and said, listen, I am homeless. You were referred to food for the poor. And food for the poor would build you a boat dwelling. A dwelling that did not come with a kitchen or a commode. And that this government, Jamaicans, can stand tall and live with their head held high, knowing that their government has spent millions of dollars giving them a proper dwelling so that they can live with dignity. What did your government do for the people of Jamaica for 19 consecutive years they stayed in power, Ifreeaka? Did you not see that? As a matter of fact, Ifreeaka, what have you done for Jamaica? What role have you played to the Jamaican people? What role have you played to young females in Jamaica, Ifreeaka? I dare you to come and tell the people of Jamaica what role have you played, what significant have you been to the people of Jamaica, Ifreeaka. All you get up and do a chastise this government and chastise our Prime Minister. Why? We don't know. Maybe I look Juliet man. He man no want you. And see man having strong black stallion. Lift up Rasta girl. And furthermore Rasta people in a bleach. Rasta people supposed to hold the order of holy sacrament. See? And Rasta not mix up in a folly. Rasta should even mix up in a politics. Eh? So lift up and go for your side, Ifreeaka. We don't want to hear nothing from you. Oh, truth be told, I laugh. Big up yourself, you give them angel. See? I am going to open the floor shortly. But before I open the floor, I will close my monologue by saying, big up for your cap, you know, truth be told. Many of us, you know, get up on a daily basis, myself included, you know, speaking on behalf, and when I speak on behalf of the Westmoreland people. See, my people also need education, and I am hell-bent on educating them. See, but saying that to say this, we have people like Ifreeaka, people like Barrington Levy, people like Ricky Chupa, people like Popcorn, people like Vibes Cartel, people like Shaggy, people of influence, people with influence who have lived, they have lived through sufferation, and many of them that lived through that sufferation lived under a PNP government. You cannot make this up, Jamaica. You cannot make this up. They have lived through a PNP government and suffered, and they have climbed out of it, and they have made something of themselves and got rich. And now that they are rich, and this government come to uplift the life of the people that they have left behind, the people that they are not even helping. Those said persons today are trying to tell you that this government is bad for Jamaica. This government that is building highways. This government that roll out Spark program. This government that is building a $25 million dam. See? Coming from Chilani into St. James, from St. James into Hanover, from Hanover into Westmoreland to end the water woes of those persons. All of those places voted PNP for almost 50 years consecutively, and PNP did not do that for them. This government is spending $24 billion to build a dam to end their water problems. This government who roll out school feeding program, they have upgraded the PAD program. This government is giving out social housing, homes to the indigent. See, scholarship after scholarship after scholarship. See, we are the heart program. Police is getting better paid. Police numbers are up. Crime and violence is down. Murders are down. Rapes are down. This government have been working for the people of Jamaica. And it gets me so mad and so angry when I see people like Ifreeaka trying to chastise this government. Trying to install a man that was in a government that left crime and violence and poverty to fester in Jamaica for many, many years. Mark Golding was a part of the PNP when all of those things was happening. And what did they do? I can speak for my community in Russia who voted PNP for many years. And for many years crime and violence raged rampant and out of control in Russia, in Westmoreland and in Savlamar at large. a town that vote heavily for the People's National Criminal Organization, and they turned their back on us, and it took this government to come and bring the state of emergency and the Zozo to help and quell the crime and violence. Out of bringing a state of emergency and a Zozo to try and do something and to do nothing at all, what is the alternative? And we have Mark Golding, who is getting up and talking about, oh, government is infringing on the rights of the people. What about my right as a normal citizen to go about my business without people trying to impose crime and violence on it? What about that right? Mark Golding is nothing but a criminal enabler, and he's a criminal himself. And the PNP is a criminal organization. The floor is now open. I'm going to send in a request and we'll talk about it. Also, no give me some green heart in I chat for my government, because they have done a brilliant job.